Choose from stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. All the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. In rocky trainways, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, status that star-spangled banner yet wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Don Edwards Field in Newark, Ohio, it is game number 20. And doesn't that sound funny already? Game number 20, about halfway through the year. And after a day off, the Scouts are back in action here against their division rivals, the Licking County Settlers. Andrew, Alix here, and we're happy to have you aboard tonight. The Scouts, not a bad day that they had on Saturday. A couple of 7-inning games, a doubleheader in which the Scouts starting pitching came up strong. Shutouts from both Noah Jones and Jorge Lozano, giving the Scouts the 2-game sweep of the Lorain County Ironmen and propelling them to 12-7 on the season. That is just a half game out of first place in their division. But they come here and face off against the Settlers, a team who has played very successfully in recently. The Scouts splitting the first 2 meetings that they had with the Settlers this season. But without further ado, let's get to the starting lineups. Batting first and playing center field is Ryan O'Hearn. Batting second and playing third base, Don Ring. Batting third and playing right field, Jeremy Barth. Batting fourth and catching, Evan McDonald. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Colt Wolf. Batting sixth and playing left field, the man known as Queso, Adrian Marquez. Batting seventh and playing first base, Caleb Bloy. Batting eighth and playing second base, Kerry Holloway. In the 9 hole is going to be Aaron Valance. The starting pitcher for the Scouts is going to be Kyle Bruner. But obviously the Scouts batting first here, so we'll get to Kyle in just a second. But looks like we're about ready to get underway here. The starting pitcher for the Settlers is P.J. Piesco from Oakland University in the great state of Michigan. That is a team that competes, I believe, I want to say the Horizon League, but I think I'll be wrong. But regardless, Ryan O'Hearn coming to the plate. Ryan on the year, 234. A double, a triple, 6 RBIs. He has walked 17 times. That's third in the Great Lakes League. And Ryan shows bunt on the first pitch, pulling, or looks like he didn't get a piece of it, or maybe he did. Yeah, the umpire signaling nothing in 1 here. So he did foul that one back, and Ryan behind in the count 0-1. The 0-1 is taken upstairs. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. The 1-1 pitch, and that one finds the outside part of the plate. Fastball, a called strike 2. So falling behind 1-2 to the left-handed throwing Piesco is Ryan O'Hearn. He bats from the left side, lefty-lefty matchup here. Piesco on the year, very successful season thus far. 14 innings pitched, has yet to allow an earned run, so it doesn't get much better than that, folks. But in his 14 innings pitched, he has yet to start a game. So the first start here for Piesco, and That one is blooped by O'Hearn right into the glove of the second baseman. Jimmy Sandaher, that is out, number 1, so mark it down as an F4 to start the day, and now it's going to bring Don Ring to the plate. Don Ring, in the absence of Chandler Atkins, who's suffering from a slight injury here, is actually playing over at third base tonight. This is his second appearance at the hot corner this season. First pitch to Don is taken upstairs, ball 1. Don Ring on the year, batting at a 246 mark. A guy who we've seen come up in a number of clutch situations for these Xenia Scouts. Here's the 1-0, and that one's taken up and away. The count goes 2-0. The 2-0 pitch here. And Don fouls that one back over the stands behind home plate. The count moves 2 balls and a strike. Ring from Hillsdale College. Just finishing up his freshman year there. Getting a good amount of playing time behind the plate. As a freshman, here's the 2-1 to Don, and that one finds the zone, a called strike 2. Actually, I had the chance to, with Don Ring, Ryan O'Hearn, and a couple of other guys, head out to PNC Park in Pittsburgh last night and called strikes, one of the underlying stories, but we'll get to that later. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one's in there for a called strike 3. So Don Ring goes down looking. And 2 up, 2 down, and now Jeremy Barth's going to come to the plate. Barth from Biola University. Out in the City of Angels, as they call it. Him and Noah Jones, the hardcore representatives of the state of California on the Scouts Ball Club. But he bats here with 2 down. Another lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the first pitch, and Jeremy takes all the way fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Here with 2 down in the top of the first. Still scoreless between the Scouts and the Settlers. Leo 1. Taken on the outside. Evens things up, a ball and a strike. Jeremy, one of the top hitters on the Scouts this season. Batting .338 as he takes a called strike on the outside. It's .338, 7 doubles, a home run, and 11 RBIs. .338, the top of the Scouts lineup for any regular position player. Jacob Chrysler batting .375, but in just 8 at-bats. So obviously we're not going to count that one. Jacob Chrysler can take the ERA crown on the pitcher side, but Barth awaits the 1-2 here. With 2 down, here it comes. And Jeremy, a hard grounder to third base. The throw on over to first is going to be way over the head of the first baseman and go to the fence. Jeremy's heading for second base. The throw to the second will be not in time. Jeremy Barth slides into second safely. And with 2 down here, the Scouts with a runner in scoring position, and Evan McDonald going to come to the plate. That one not going to be marked as a hit, though. That's going to be an error on the third baseman, Luke Phillips, on the throw. That throw was just way over the head of the first baseman, Kyle Hubbock. So now with 2 down, the Scouts threatening McDonald to the plate. McDonald, .283 on the season. The first pitch. And that one bouncing in the dirt. Jeremy Barth going to head for third, and he's going to get there standing. No throw attempt even over to that side. And now just a single from Evan McDonald is going to put the Scouts on the board here. McDonald, in the first game of the doubleheader on Saturday, had the 2 RBI single. That was the only offense the Scouts would need all day. Breaking the scoreless tie in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Evan, bloop shot, but will it drop there? And it will not. It will drops about 3 feet to the right of the foul line on the first base side. Evens the count up, a ball on the strike here. But Evan, 283 on the year. That's with 5 doubles and 8 RBIs. He also is, and I checked this last night while we were at the Pirates game. I believe he's like 3rd or 4th in the Great Lakes League in hit by pitch. So he should be proud of himself for that. Here's the 1-1. And Evan grounds that one, a chopper to the shortstop. Throw on over to first will be in time for out number 3. So no runs on no hits and 1 man left aboard. We have played the top of the first, and the Scouts and the Licking County Settlers still scoreless. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Welcome back to Scouts Baseball. Andrew Alix here, and we head into the bottom of the first, still scoreless between the Scouts and the Settlers. The Settlers heading to the plate, and Kyle Bruner is going to be the man at the mound today. First pitch from Kyle finds the zone, a called strike. Kyle from Grace College. That's an NAIA school in the great state of Ohio. He has 1 start where he allowed 1 earned run on 1 hit. But the 0-1 pitch from Bruner, fastball missing on the outside part of the plate. Going to even the count up, a ball and a strike. The batter is Evan Flax. Flax from Denison University. Batting .244 on the year, and Bruner lays a curveball in there for a called strike 2. So the count 1-2 here. Bruner delivers, and that one is a fly ball into left field. Going back, the left fielder aid is going back as the left fielder Marquez, but cannot make the grab at the wall. Evan Flax heads over to second, and the leadoff man is in scoring position here for the Settlers as Evan Flax heads over to second, and that was just a lazy fly ball into left field. But Marquez had to cover a lot of ground, and he just couldn't get there in time. So we'll see how they rule that one on the board. But regardless, now Jason Moore to the plate. Moore from Flagler College. takes first pitch upstairs. In the field for the Scouts, it's McDonald catching, Bloy at first, Holloway at second, Valance at short, Don Ring at third, Marquez in left, O'Hearn in center, Jeremy Barth in right, and Kyle Bruner at the mound. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And breaking ball missing on the inside. The count goes 2-0. Jason Moore, as forementioned, from Flagler College in Florida. He's batting .343 on the year with 8 doubles and 14 RBIs. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that one fouled straight back into the screen, moves the count to 2-1. Kyle Bruner, he had 1 start already this season. He went 5 innings pitched, allowing 1 run on 1 hit. That 1 hit, a solo home run. Struck out 4 in that contest. The 2-1 pitch. That one just missing on the inside. So Kyle falling behind 3-1 in the count here. Three balls, 1 strike the count here. Nobody out. A runner at second. Here in the bottom of the first, Bruner, he delivers. And that one's grounded to the third baseman, Don Ring. He looks over to second, throw on over to first is going to be in time. A bit of a high throw from Don Ring, who I'll mention it once and I'll mention it a number of times throughout the broadcast. He's not a third baseman. He is a catcher who can play some left field, but not really an infielder by trade, especially not at Hillsdale College. But he put enough fuel on that throw to get it over to first, prevent the runner at second from advancing. So now it's 1 out and the runner at second, and the batter's going to be Hunter Nance. Nance, a .280 hitter on the year. 3 extra base hits to show for it, and 5 RBIs. Nance, the sophomore outfielder from Motlow State. First pitch, and that one's lifted into deep center field. Chasing back is O'Hearn. He's under it, makes the grab for out number 2. The dimensions here at Don Edwards Field. You got 300 on both sides. The right field foul pole and the left field foul pole just 300. And then 380 to deep center. But 2 down here and a runner at second. Kyle Bruner finds himself in a position to get himself out of a jam. He's going to face Robert Emery. Emery, the catcher, a .292 hitter. Bruner looks back to second. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball finds the zone. A called strike. Beautiful curveball there from Kyle Bruner. Finds himself ahead in this count. 0-1, trying to get out of this first inning unscathed. Here with 2 down. The 0-1 pitch. And that one's lifted in the air sky high. Kyle Bruner, the pitcher, comes on under it, but is called off by Don Ring, who makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We have played an inning of baseball here in Newark, Ohio, and the Scouts and the Licking County Settlers still scoreless. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the second inning of baseball we go here, still scoreless between the Scouts and the Licking County Settlers at Don Edwards Stadium in Newark, Ohio. Andrew Alix here, and Colt Wolf is in to lead things off for the Scouts. Wolf, of course, from Calvin College, the big hitter, bats from the right side. He takes an outside fastball. Ball one. Colt on the year. A 286 hitter. That's with 5 doubles and a home run. 9 RBIs to show for it. 1-0, and that one comes in. Wolf ahead in the count, 2-0. Colt is the designated hitter tonight. Switching off, of course, with that first base position with Caleb Bloy. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that one finds the inside part of the plate, a called strike one. Count moves 2 balls, 1 strike here in the top of the second inning. Scouts still looking for their first hit of the day. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And a big swing and a miss from Colt. Count evens up 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. And that one in at the elbows, so the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Colt Wolf versus P.J. Piesco. Piesco, he sets and delivers. And Colt Wolf rips that one into left field. A base hit. It drops at the track, bounces off the wall. Colt Wolf rounds first, heading for second. The throw to second will be not in time. Colt Wolf slides into second with a leadoff double. The Scouts have their first hit of the day and a runner in scoring position to lead things off here in the top of the second. And that's going to bring up the man known in many a social circle as Queso, Adrian Marquez. Marquez from Wright State University. Queso, a 289 hitter on the year. 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. First pitch. That one taken on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. A runner at second here with nobody out in the top of the second. And, of course, you got to observe the short right field fence of something that Queso could take to his advantage. But he fouls the 0-1 back right over the screen, so Marquez falls behind in the count, 0-2. Adrian in the second game of Saturday's doubleheader. 1 for 3 with a double. He scored 2 runs. And Adrian takes breaking ball on the outside. The count moves a ball and 2 strikes. Colt Wolf takes his lead over at second. Caleb Bloy on deck. Kerry Holloway in the hole. Piesco. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one is looped right into the glove of the second baseman. Quick toss over to second to try to get Colt Wolf trying to tag up, but Wolf scurries back just in time. So mark that down as an F4. Out number 1. Caleb Bloy is going to come to the plate. Bloy. Good old Georgia boy from Covenant College. Had a visit from his family this past weekend. His family and his girlfriend came out to the great city of Xenia to see Caleb play. First pitch to him. He takes strike 1 on the outside. Falls behind 0-1. Or behind 0-1. I wouldn't say falls behind 0-1 on the first pitch. But you live and learn, right? Now here's the 0-1 pitch. Caleb takes upstairs, evens the count up, a ball and a strike. Bloy on the year, batting .200, 7 RBIs. Caleb with 1 extra base hit. That came against the Richmond Jazz. Here's the 1-1. And Bloy fouls that one right back behind him. Moves the count of ball and 2 strikes. And honestly, the stats aren't even really accurate because the Richmond Jazz haven't put in the first game of the 2 games that we played over in Richmond. So Bloy actually got an RBI double. But there's just nothing we can do. I mean, I can't put in their point streak stats for them. And the Settlers people are saying that they did the same to them, but Caleb Bloy takes a called third strike there, so now 2 down. So after the leadoff double by Colt Wolf, PJ Piesco retires Adrian Marquez and Caleb Bloy, and now it's Kerry Holloway to the plate with the last chance of the Scouts here to try to drive in this first run here in the top of the second. And Kerry Holloway's the man at the plate. Holloway, he had quite a day in the second game of the doubleheader. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. Holloway on the year, a .289 hitter. 291, check that. I don't know how to read. But Kerry takes up an in-ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs here. Runner at second in the top of the second, still scoreless. Here's the pitch, and Kerry grounds that one a chopper over towards short. Throw on over to first is going to be in time for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We are in the middle of the second. The Scouts and the Licking County Settlers still scoreless. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So to the bottom of the second we go. Andrew Alix here, still scoreless between the Scouts and the Settlers. Kyle Bruner out for his second inning of work, and he delivers on the outside. That's low and away, ball 1. Bruner in the first inning allowed a leadoff double to Evan Flax, but then put him down 1-2-3 to leave him stranded there. Here's the 1-0, and that one's grounded over the first base bag and in fair ground past the glove of a diving Caleb Bloy. Heading for first to second is going to be the batter Kyle Hubbock, and he'll get there standing. Another leadoff double here in the second inning. And once again, a runner in scoring position for these Licking County Settlers with nobody out. And that's going to bring Ryan Fitzgerald to the plate. Fitzgerald, the left fielder from Oakland University in Michigan. Oakland University, located located in Rochester, Michigan. The Oakland Grizzlies, as you may know them. And Fitzgerald, this is his first at-bat of the year. First pitch from Kyle Bruner is taken up and away. Ball number 1. Bruner has allowed 2 hits already here. A little bit of a step down from his first outing where he only allowed 1 hit. His 1 hit being a solo home run. The 1-0 pitch, and that one's fouled right back into the screen. Evens things up, a ball and a strike. Here in the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless. Runner at second takes his lead. Bruner looks back to second, looks to the catcher McDonald. He delivers, and that one finds the zone. A called strike 2. So Bruner ahead in the count here on Fitzgerald. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fitzgerald's Oakland University team. Probably best known for their basketball prowess. And a balk by Kyle Bruner, advancing the runner Hubbock from second base to third base. So just a long fly ball here by Ryan Fitzgerald will score Hubbock and break this game open. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Bruner, the righty, batting against the left-handed batter, and breaking ball misses up and away. Good job by Evan McDonald to get up there, prevent the passed ball. That's going to even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with nobody out and a runner at third. In the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless between the Scouts and the Licking County Settlers. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, just missing, very, very close. Well-placed curveball, just, I guess, on the outside part of the plate, according to our home plate umpire, Jimmy Craig. He says the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bruner, and time is called there, and Evan McDonald's going to go out and have a chat with him. So 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one is a little bit of a half a bloop shot. Barehanded by Don Ring at third. Throw over to first is going to be not in time. The runner, Hubbock, holds at third, and Ryan Fitzgerald is aboard with an infield single. So kind of the weakness, or I guess the, short-handedness on the infield with Chandler Atkins being out, John Sharp being out, kind of comes into play there, just with Don Ring, a non-third baseman playing over at third, but Kyle Bruner finds himself in a tad bit of a jam here. Nobody out. Runners at first and third here. In the bottom of the second inning, a scoreless ball game, and Luke Phillips is coming to the plate. Phillips just finishing up his freshman year at the University of Western Alabama. Here's the first pitch, and that one up and way in. Phillips having to duck there to ensure that he didn't get plunked in the head. The count 1-0. 1-0 pitch, and that one's a sky-high fly ball. The shortstop, Valance, there to grab it. Both runners hold, and that's out number 1. So Valance tracked from the 6 hole all the way to the left field line to make that grab, kind of take a little bit of pressure off of Don Ring. the non-third baseman, and now it's runners at the corners and one out. Tanner Burns to the plate. Burns from Calhoun Community College, the shortstop this evening. On the year here, he's a .275 hitter with a double and 8 RBIs. Here's the first pitch from Bruner, and that one's fouled back over the fence and kind of over the press box. 0-1 the count. Only one other game in action tonight. That's the Grand Lake Mariners and the Lima Locos, a battle for first place. In the Northern Division, pickoff move over to first. Getting Ryan Fitzgerald. He's not out. He is safe. The runners hold, so still runners at first and third. With one down in the bottom of the second. Bruner, the 0-1 pitch, and the runner goes. The bunt is laid down the third base line. Throw over to first is going to be in time. Throw to third is going to be in time. A weird double play, but the run comes in to score. So Kyle Hubbicks comes in to score. Ryan Fitzgerald tries to go first to third on a squeeze bunt. Ends up getting caught there. And the sacrifice bunt for Tanner Burns. So the run counts. And after 2 innings of play, the Scouts trailing the Licking County Settlers by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we go into the third inning of play. The Scouts trail by a score of 1-0. A very odd play to end the bottom of the second inning. The sacrifice squeeze bunt double play, putting the first run on the board. It was the bunt laid down the third base line. Runner comes in to score. Don Ring charges the throw, throws over to first, gets the runner. The runner who was at first tries to go to third, and they throw back to third and get him there. Aaron Valance at the plate, and he takes a couple balls on the inside. The count 2-0. Valance, the shortstop, batting a .186, which might not sound good, but a .407 on base percentage for AV, and he fouls that one back over the dugout. So his .407 on base percentage, third among active Xenia Scouts hitters, even though I believe his batting average on the bottom of that list. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one comes in at the feet. Did it get a piece of AV? It did not. So the count 3 balls, 1 strike here in the top of the third. 1-0 Licking County Settlers the score. Aaron Valance at the plate. He bats from the right side against the left-handed Pysko. The 3-1 pitch, and AV lifts that one into shallow right field. Nance comes under it, makes the grab. Out number 1. So Aaron Valance goes down on a fly out to right for out number 1. And now it's back to the top of the order with Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan, he's 0 for 1 on the day. a line out to the second baseman to get us started this evening. And Ryan, one of the two guys on the active scouts roster that's ahead of Aaron Valance in on-base percentage. Ryan has a .410 OBP and his 17 walks. That's third in the Great Lakes League. Has a lot to do with that. The 1-0 pitch taken on the outside, ball 2. So O'Hearn ahead in the count, 2-0 here with one out in the top of the third. The Scouts, just one hit in the first 2 innings. That was a double off the bat of Colt Wolf. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And Ryan takes a high and inside fastball in there for a called strike, moves the count to 2-1. O'Hearn, the workhorse everyday center fielder for this Scouts club. And he lifts the 2-1 pitch into center field. Coming under it, the center fielder, Evan Flax, is going to make the grab with a lot of room. That's going to be out number 2. So 2 flyouts here in the top of the third for the Scouts. And now with 2 down, Don Ring is going to come to the plate. Ring, his first time up, he struck out looking. One of 2 strikeouts from the Licking County starter so far today. First pitch to the Don, and that one's up and in. Ball number 1. Don from Hillsdale College, just like Ryan O'Hearn. The 1-0 pitch, and Ring fouls that one back over the screen. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. With 2 down here in the top of the third, it's the Settlers 1. The Scouts nothing. Piesco, the 1-1 pitch, and Ring fouls that one literally straight back. One of those pitches that, you're a little bit off there. But very close to being great contact, a straight line drive, but just missing it and fouling it back moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. With 2 down, here's the 1-2 pitch. And Ring grounds that one softly over to short. The throw on to first is going to pull the first baseman off the bag, but the first baseman, Kyle Hubbock, in a great reflex move, grabbing it and tagging Ring as he came down the first baseline. That is going to be out number 3. So the Scouts go down in order, no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard in the top of the third. We head into the bottom of the third. The score, 1-0 in favor of the Licking County Settlers. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. And we head into the bottom of the third inning. It's the Settlers 1, the Scouts nothing. And Jimmy Sandahar in to lead things off for the Settlers against Kyle Bruner. The first pitch from Kyle. And that one's lifted into left field. Adrian Marquez with a lot of room makes the grab. Out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and 1 away. Here in the bottom of the third. And back to the top of the order for Licking County, and that's going to bring up Evan Flax. Evan Flax from Denison. He led the game off with a double off of Kyle Bruner. Here's the first pitch. And Flax showing bunt but pulling back. That one's taken low, ball one. Evan Flax, not to be confused with Michael Flax, another name on this Licking County roster. 1-0 in there for a called strike on the outside part of the plate, evens the count up 1-1. Michael Flax from LaSalle University, listed as a right-handed pitcher. Someone that we saw in a number of different roles. Time called there. But saw Michael Flax in a number of different roles when the Settlers came to Xenia for the first series of the season. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that one down and in. Gets past the glove of McDonald, moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 down here. The 2-1 pitch. Bruner attacking the zone there. A called strike's going to move it to 2-2. Bruner shaking off McDonald there, but he has what he wants. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that one swung on and missed. Strike 3, the first strikeout of the day for Kyle Bruner. And that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the third. And Bruner went low and in and got Evan Flax to chase there. So after giving up a double to Flax to lead off the game, Bruner gets him swinging the second time around. And now 2 down here and nobody on in the bottom of the third. 1-0 Settlers the score. First pitch to Jason Moore is lifted into deep center field, but not that deep. Ryan O'Hearn's under it, makes the grab for out number 3. A 1-2-3 third for Kyle Bruner. No runs on, no hits, and nobody left aboard. We have played 3, and the Scouts trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go to the top of the 4th inning. The Scouts and the Licking County Settlers, and we're just going to get you the out-of-town scoreboard here before we get things started. And the only other game going on between the Grand Lake Mariners and the Lima Locos, the 2 teams atop the Northern Division. At the bottom of the 4th, they are still scoreless, a 0-0 game, but let's focus on what's going on right here, right now. And the top of the 4th, and the Scouts trail the Settlers 1-0. Jeremy Barth to the plate to lead things off against PJ Pysko. First pitch, Barth fouls that hard. Back over the screen. 0-1 the count here. Jeremy, a .338 guy. Awaits the 0-1, and he takes on the outside. Barth holding down right field as per usual. The man heading into his 5th year, senior year at Biola, and he tips off the 1-1 pitch. Falls behind in the count 1-2. Jeremy, 7 doubles. A home run, 11 RBIs to show for it. Also has struck out 11 times. On top of a number of other interesting statistics. 1-2 pitch curveball is popped foul. Third base side out of play. Jeremy stays alive here. It's Barth, McDonald, and Colt Wolf due up here in the top of the fourth as the Scouts trail 1-0, trying to get some offense mustering up. Breaking ball up and in. Jeremy takes all the way there, and a close one, but a good eye there by Jeremy Barth. Evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jeremy awaits the 2-2 pitch here. Pysko, he delivers. And Jeremy lifts that one into the infield. Coming under it, the third baseman Phillips makes the grab. Out number 1. So Jeremy Barth is retired. And 1 down here in the top of the fourth, going to bring up Evan McDonald. McDonald, his first time up, he grounded out to short. McDonald, the catcher from Fairleigh Dickinson University. 283 on the year with 8 RBIs. The first pitch. And that one is way up and way away. Ball 1. The kind of pitch that you can afford with nobody on. Not so much with a runner at third. That's a game breaker there, but obviously nobody on, so doesn't matter. The count just 1-0. McDonald bats from the right side against the lefty Pysko, and he takes upstairs. Moves the count to 2-1. No home runs for Evan yet, but with the short 300 fence, if he were to get under one, could easily put one out here. The 2-0 pitch, and Evan takes high yet again. So 3 pitches, 3 balls, and you got to figure that McDonald will be taking all the way here on 3-0. And up and away, ball 4. Evan McDonald's aboard with a walk. And 1 on and 1 out for the Scouts. Going to bring Colt Wolf to the plate. Wolf delivered his 6th double of the year back in the 2nd inning. Ended up getting stranded there over at second. That double, the only hit that the Scouts have mustered up so far today. Wolf from Calvin College, a native of the state of Michigan. A guy that he actually told me hasn't had much experience on the East Coast of the United States where I hail from. Saying the only time he's ever seen New York City was on his way to visit the Coast Guard Academy. First pitch to Colt is taken upstairs. Wolf, his first bomb of the year, delivered against the Richmond Jazz, and he shows bunt but pulls back. That one finds the zone, a called strike. Evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. With 1 out here in the top half of the fourth. The Scouts trail by a score of 1-0. The runner at first is Evan McDonald. Wolf bats from the right side against the lefty here, and that one comes way in. Colt Wolf gets out of the way. Advancing over to second is Evan McDonald on the pass ball, or maybe more like a wild pitch, but regardless, the count moves 2-1, and now McDonald in scoring position, an RBI situation for the powerful first baseman. More like a designated hitter this evening, but nonetheless. Wolf awaits the 2-1 here. Here it comes. And a big swing and a miss there. Evens up the count, 2-2. The strikeout has plagued Wolf all year. He has a team-high 17 strikeouts. in his 56 at-bats with the Scouts. And Colt takes high. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out, a runner at second in Evan McDonald here in the top of the 4th. The Scouts trailing 1-0. The full count against Wolf here. The pitch. And that one's high, ball 4. So Wolf is aboard with a walk. The second straight walk issued by P.J. Peisko. And it's runners at first and second and 1 out for Adrian Marquez. And a meeting at the mound to talk to Peisko, who, having the first bit of trouble here after 2 walks. The 4th base runner of the day for the Scouts here in the 4th inning. It was Jeremy Barth reaching on the error in the first. The Colt Wolf double and then just these 2 walks. The only Scouts that have reached base. Their closest opportunity to scoring came with Jeremy Barth being stranded over at second. Or should I say third? But it's McDonald at second, Wolf at first here in the top of the 4th. 1 out, the Scouts trail 1-0. And Marquez to the plate. A lefty-lefty matchup. Adrian, 289 on the year, his first time up. Flew out to second base, first pitch, and Adrian fouls that one straight back into the screen. 0-1 the count. Adrian from Wright State, the teammate of Jorge Lozano there. 2 doubles, 2 homers, 7 RBIs on the year. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that one gets past the catcher on the outside, ball in the dirt. Advancing to third is Evan McDonald. Advancing to second is Colt Wolf. And now the Scouts with a couple of runners in scoring position. And 1 out here. And really threatening against Peisko for the first time tonight. A ball and a strike to count. Peisko looks to the catcher, Emery. McDonald and Wolf lead. And that one comes way up and in. The count moves 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch. And Marquez lifts that one very, very high in the air to right field. Over at third is Evan McDonald, and he's going to try to head home, but then realize that not much of a chance there. A rocket throw from Hunter Nance in right field is going to hold McDonald over at third. And now 2 outs there. Mark that down as a fly out to right for Adrian Marquez. And 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs for Caleb Bloy. Caleb, his first time up, went down looking. One of 2 strikeouts issued on the day by Peisko. And this isn't Peisko's first time against the Scouts. Back on June 17th, he pitched 2 scoreless innings in relief. Attacking the first pitch is Caleb Bloy, and that's a grounder over to third. A hard grounder over to third. The throw over to first makes the first baseman Hubbock jump. Catches it and comes down on first in time to get it before Caleb Bloy could get there. So that is an unconventional 5-3 out number 3. No runs on no hits. 2 men left aboard. We are in the middle of the 4th. The Settlers lead the Scouts by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here at Don Edwards Field in Newark, Ohio. And the Scouts trail by a score of 1-0 to the Licking County Settlers. It's the fourth inning here for Kyle Bruner. And he's going to face the 3, 4, 5 spots in the lineup with Hunter Nance, Robert Emery, and Kyle Hubbock. Here's the first pitch to Nance. Breaking ball. And that one missing, says the umpire Jimmy Craig. The count 1-0. Nance, the right fielder from Motlow State. He flew out to center his first time up. The 1-0 pitch, and that one is in the air and foul ground on the third base side. Evan McDonald's chasing it, but he's going to slide in, basically into the Licking County Settler dugout. Before that one falls on the roof of the Settler dugout, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Bruner has allowed 3 hits through 3 innings. 1 run coming around to score. The 1-1 pitch. And that one's grounded sharply to the second baseman, Kerry Holloway, who's going to pick it up, throw on over to first in time for out number 1. The very speedy Hunter Nance almost getting there in time, but 1 up, 1 down here. And the catcher, Robert Emery, is going to come to the plate. Emery from Dartmouth, a .292 hitter on the year with 6 doubles, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs to show for it. His first time up, he flew out to the third baseman, Donald Ring. First pitch curveball from Kyle Bruner finds the zone. Inside part of the zone, a very pretty curveball from Kyle there. A called strike, 0-1 the count with 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 the score in favor of Licking County. Kyle goes with the breaking ball again, finds the zone again, and he's ahead of this count 0-2 on Robert Emery, the member of the Big Green. The 0-2 pitch. And Bruner fastball off the plate. The count 1-2 now. 1-2 pitch. Bruner off the plate again. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strike number 3. The second strikeout of the day for Kyle Bruner. And 2 up, 2 down. And Kyle Hubbock to the plate. Hubbock from the University of Northern Alabama. He doubled his first time up. Came around to score on the squeeze bunt off the bat of Tanner Burns. He bats with 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch from Bruner. That one, fastball, outside part of the plate, a called strike. Bruner continues to attack the strike zone here. He has 2 Ks through 3 2/3. 0-1. Bruner missing just off the plate there. Is going to even the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 down. The 1-1 pitch. And breaking ball finds the zone there, and Bruner's curveballs just look good, quite frankly, and attacks with it there again. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here. Bruner, he delivers, and that one is going to be just off the plate. Evens things up, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Up and away, and the count goes full. Right. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here In the bottom of the fourth, it's Grace College's Kyle Bruner first. Northern Alabama's Kyle Hubbock. The pitch, and that one is lifted into left field. Chasing is Adrian Marquez, and he cannot make the grab. The ball drops in fair territory. Rounding second and heading for third is Kyle Hubbock, but he realizes that Marquez has quite an arm on him and has to end up turning around and going back to second. But Kyle Hubbock is faced off against Kyle Bruner for twice already, and both of those times he ended up doubling. So an early clear advantage in the battle of the Kyles between Bruner and Hubbock. And now with two down and a runner at second, the batter's going to be Ryan Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, his first time up, an infield hit on the third base side. And time called there. Bruner facing off against Oakland University's Fitzgerald. First pitch, and that one taken off the plate. Ball number one. Want to know the count here. Here's the pitch from Bruner. Finds the zone there. Evens up the count, 1-1. Bruner, if you remember, he was injured to start the year. Spent 2 weeks up in the press box with me before making his debut on the mound, and the 1-1 pitch is grounded right over to Caleb Bloy. Bloy is going to take it himself over to first base, steps on the bag, out number 3. So no runs on one hit and one man left aboard. We have played 4 innings of baseball here in Newark, Ohio, and the Licking County Settlers lead the Scouts by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top of the 5th inning we go. Kerry Holloway to lead things off, and first pitch swing and a miss. A new pitcher into the game for Licking County. That's Jason Hall. Hall from Xavier University in Cincinnati. The 1-1 pitch. Holloway fouls that one back into the screen, moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking for some stats on the pitcher Hall here. Hall, a righty, that's changing it up from the lefty who they had in before, but Hall has pitched 4 2/3, allowing 4 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. Striking out 9, walking just 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss from Holloway, so strikeout number 10 on the year for Jason Hall, and 1 on the day, 1 up, 1 down. That's going to bring Aaron Valance to the plate. Valance, his first time up, flying out to right field. That was back in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch to Valance. He shows bunt, pulls back. That's taken high. Ball number 1. Valance from Wayland Baptist University, a 186 hitter on the year. And that one, kind of a check swing, slow roller in the grass. Valance heading over to first. The throw to first from the charging shortstop will not get there in time. An infield hit for Aaron Valance, and the Scouts have a man aboard. Here with 1 down, and it's back to the top of the order with Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn, 234. Average on the year coming into today. He's 0 for 2 on the evening, though. Scouts trail 1-0 here. The runner Valance goes, and throw over to second will not get there in time. Valance sliding in with the stolen base. And for AV, that's stolen base number 5 of the year. So now it's Valance at second, and the count 1-0 to Ryan O'Hearn. With 1 down here in the top of the 5th, 1-0, Settlers the score. Here's the pitch, and Ryan fouling that one straight back. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. The Scouts entering this game with a record of 12-7 here against the Licking County Settlers, who come in at 10-10. O'Hearn awaits the 1-1 pitch. Here it is, and check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. So O'Hearn contains it there. And the count moves 2 balls, 1 strike here with 1 down. And Ryan, the everyday center fielder, tries to put the Scouts in the lead here. The runner Valance heads over towards third. Swing and a miss from O'Hearn, but and apparently that was strike number 3. So miscommunication somewhere along the line there, or maybe it was, I don't know, but Aaron Valance sliding into third with a stolen base, and I'm sorry, I don't know what was happening there, but very, very confusing moment. But Aaron Valance stole third. So now it's Don Ring to the plate with a runner at third base. First pitch strike, swing and a miss there from Don. Don 0 for 2 on the day. Went down looking his first time up, grounded at the short, his second time up. He awaits the 0-1 here, and swing and a miss again from Don. He's behind in the count, 0-2 with 2 down. Don Ring, a 246 hitter on the year. The 0-2 pitch, and Ring staying alive there, fouls that one hard into the bleachers on the third base line. The count stays 0-2. Don Ring, a Michigan native, Waits the 0-2 and swinging. Looked like a miss, but he got a piece of it as it goes back into the screen. So Ring staying alive again here at 0-2. Aaron Valance 90 feet away from tying this ball game up at 1 here in the top of the 5th with 2 out. And Don taking upstairs on 0-2 moves the count to 1-2. Ring in the doubleheader took an 0 for 5 with a sacrifice bunt. And he tips it yet again, fouling it into the box. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat for Don Ring, who's really working here. The pitcher, Hall. Hall, a junior over at Xavier University. Xavier, the University of former Athletes in Action player up in Alaska, David Morton and Dan Prezzini. 1-2 pitch, and Don swung on and missed. Fastball off the plate. Strike number 3. 3 strikeouts in the 5th inning for the Scouts, and they strand a man at third. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We are in the middle of the 5th inning. It's the Licking County Settlers 1, the Xenia Scouts nothing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the 5th, the Scouts trail 1-0 here in Newark, Ohio. Kyle Bruner out for inning number 5 of work. First pitch, a slow grounder to the shortstop, Aaron Valance, who tries to barehand it but can't pick it up. An infield single for Luke Phillips. Or perhaps an error. And it looks like they will rule that. And they will rule that as an error on the shortstop, Valance. So the leadoff man, Luke Phillips, is aboard, and Tanner Burns, the shortstop from Calhoun Community College, going to come up to the plate. Burns bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Kyle Bruner. Phillips takes his lead over at first. First pitch from Bruner, and that one fouled right back over the screen. 0-1 the count. The Scouts have failed to score a run through 5 innings. 5 zeros put up by the Settlers thus far, but Kyle Bruner keeping them in this game at the mound. And the 0-1 pitch comes on the inside. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike here. With 1 on and nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 1-1 pitch, or check that. Bruner turns and checks the runner Phillips over at first. The Scouts have won 7 of their last 8 contests, looking to keep that streak going before a day off tomorrow. Bruner checking the runner over at first yet again. Scouts with tomorrow off, and then Wednesday they'll head on over to Irish Hills, Michigan for a doubleheader. And then return to play 3 straight games against the Cincinnati Steam. Here's the 1-1, and the runner goes. A chopper over the shortstop Valance. Runner safe over at second. Throw over to first is in time. Out number 1, so mark it down as a 6-3. The runner advancing on the hit and run, and it's a runner in scoring position. With Phillips over at second advancing, and 1 down here. It's going to be the 9-hitter, Jimmy Sandahar. Sandahar from Mercyhurst University hitting a $167 on the year. 1 double, 1 RBI his first time up. Flew out to left field. Phillips leads over at second. Bruner trying to contain the damage of the leadoff base runner Luke Phillips, who got on an error on the shortstop Aaron Valance. Here's the first pitch from Bruner. Let's lift it high in the air. Foul ground on the third base side. Don Ring coming under it, makes the grab. Out number 2. So a big second out there by Donald Ring. Well, Donald Ring making the catch. Kyle Bruner, of course, the one who administered the pitch. So obviously give more credit to him than Ring. Ring doing a pretty good job over at third base, though. Give credit where credit is due. And it's a runner at second. And 2 outs here for the 4th time in 5 innings that Bruner finds himself in this very same situation. It's back to the top of the order with Evan Flax. Flax, a double his first time up, a strikeout his second time up. First pitch, and Flax calling time. So that pitch will not count. It's 1-0 in favor of the Settlers here, with 2 down, a runner at second in the bottom of the 5th. The leadoff hitter, Evan Flax, to the plate. The first pitch to him. Fastball finds the zone, a called strike 1. Bruner with yet another opportunity for a brilliant pitching performance here. And 1 to Flax. That one is grounded to the second baseman, Kerry Holloway. Picks it up. Routine throw over to first in time. Out number 3. No runs on no hits and 1 man left aboard. We have played 5, and the Scouts trail by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
See that girl and boy? I saw the girl but not the boy, so I'll go track them down.
As we go to the top of the 6th inning, and we're going to see if we can get you a score update for the out-of-town scoreboard. The out-of-town scoreboard, of course, the only game happening between Grand Lake and the Lima Locos. And in the top of the 7th, the Locos with a 2-0 advantage. But first and foremost, here we are in the top of the 6th inning of play. And it's the Licking County Settlers 1. Your Xenia Scouts nothing. Kyle Bruner for the Scouts throwing a very, very impressive performance thus far, but the Scouts offense unable to muster up any runs here. They have stranded 4, though, including a couple of them, I think all of them, in scoring position. The Scouts. Here it's Jeremy Barth to the plate to lead things off against Jason Hall, who struck out the first 3 Scouts he faced, or 3 of the first 4, I should say. Aaron Valance singling. Ended up getting stranded at third after swiping a couple of bases, but first pitch to Jeremy Barth is taken on the outside, ball 1. The 0-1 is fouled on the outside. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Barth looking for his first hit of the day. He ended up getting to third after reaching on an error his first time up. 1-1 pitch bouncing in the dirt on the outside moves the count to 2-1. And Jason Hall from Xavier University, that's a team that got to the brink of a super regional game. Ended up losing to UC Santa Barbara. 2-1 pitch, and Jeremy lines that one right up the middle, a base hit. So Jeremy is aboard with a single, and that's just the 3rd single of the day for the Scouts, but the leadoff man aboard. And Jeremy Barth right there proving that this pitcher, Jason Hall, who struck out 3, just ripping one up the middle. A great hit, and the leadoff man aboard here for the Scouts with Evan McDonald coming to the plate. McDonald 0 for 1, a ground out to short, and he hits the first one, a chopper over to the shortstop, who throws on over to first. Hubbock reaches, makes the grab. Out number 1, Jeremy Barth advancing over to second on the ground out. So the Scouts with a runner in scoring position yet again, and we'll see if with Colt Wolf at the plate here they can finally capitalize. Wolf, a double his first time up. His second time up he walked, so he's been on base twice today. Wolf, the first pitch. That one's taken upstairs. Wolf played the role of hero the other night in Richmond with his first home run of the year, and another big RBI situation for Wolf as he takes a called strike, evens up the count 1-1 with Barth over at second. Hall, the righty versus Wolf, who's hitting from the right side. The Scouts with no runs on 3 hits. The Settlers with 1 run on 3 hits. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Wolf, big hack, swing and a miss. Was the count to 1-2. Adrian Marquez is on deck, assuming we get to him. Barth taking a big lead over at second. Here's the 1-2. Staying alive there is Colt Wolf. He fouls that one right back into the screen. Here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Scouts trailing 1-0. Their 5th runner in scoring position of the day, but no one has come around to cross home plate. The 1-2. Colt taking on the outside. 2-2 the count. Wolf in the second game of the doubleheader took a 1 for 3. 2-2 pitch, and that one on the inside is going to get past the catcher. Jeremy Barth's going to advance over to third. So now the count goes full. And a long fly ball from Colt Wolf, and that's something that we know, obviously. He has the strength in his arms to provide the pop off of that bat can even up this game. Just a sac fly is all they need, but the Scouts, who have been unable to really produce any offense. Stranding runner in scoring position after runner in scoring position, looking for the antidote here with a runner at third with one out in the top of the sixth, the 3-2 pitch. And that one is fouled right back into the screen yet again, so Wolf stays alive. If you're a pitcher, it doesn't matter who you are. If you give Colt Wolf something to hit, something he can get under, it's a mistake that's going to cost you a couple of runs. 3-2 again. And Wolf fouls that one. A slow roller in foul territory on the third base side. So we're going to do 3-2 for the third time here. On a beautiful, beautiful Monday evening in Newark, Ohio. The Settlers leading the Scouts 1-0. A runner at third, 3-2 the count. Colt Wolf, the 3-2, and he gets a piece of that one and staying alive yet again. So Wolf doing a good job, if nothing else, of working this count against the righty Jason Hall. Three and two again. And swung on and missed strike three. They got Wolf with the low and away fastball. It's going to be out number two. And with Barth over at third. It's going to be Adrian Marquez to the plate. Marquez 0 for 2 on the day with a couple of flyouts. And that strikeout issued to Colt Wolf there by Jason Hall. His fourth strikeout in an inning and 2/3 thus far. First pitch to Marquez. That's taken on the outside. I remember I talked about that earlier, how, you can't afford the wild pitch here. And the wild pitch could be the equalizer if there were to be one. Got to be very careful in terms of control. The count 1-0. The pitch, that one taken on the outside again. So Queso ahead in this count 2-0. The Scouts trying to put their first run on the board here. Barth takes his lead from third, the 2-0 pitch, and that one missing on the outside yet again. So 3 pitches from Jason Hall and 3 balls. And perhaps a get me across moment here for Hall. The pitch, and that one finds the outside part of the zone to call it strike. 3-1 the count, still very much a hitter's count for Adrian Marquez. Caleb Bloy is on deck. If we get to him, the runner at third, the 3-1 pitch, and that one is taken up and away, ball number 4. So Adrian Marquez takes his free 90 feet. And now with 2 outs and runners at the corners, Caleb Bloy finds himself in the spotlight. Bloy. An RBI single to score the first run of the ball game back in Saturday's doubleheader. So he has been productive of recently, but 0 for 2 thus far on the day, and he takes a first pitch called strike right down the middle. A big moment here with the Scouts trailing 1-0 and 2 down. Big swing and a miss from Bloy, and he falls behind in the count 0-2. The Scouts with their believe it's 8th base runner of the game. Looking to bring the first one home. 0-2 pitch. Bloy takes on the inside. Ball number 1. So the count moves 1-2. The Scouts have mustered up 2 hits here against Jason Hall. He's also walked a guy, and Adrian Marquez heads on over to second, but as Bloy fouls that one back into the screen, he's going to have to head back to first base, and the count's going to stay 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 2 down. Bloy, the native of the state of Georgia. Bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Jason Hall. Covenant College versus Xavier, the pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike 3. The 5th strikeout in 2 innings from Jason Hall. Strands 2 at the corners for the Scouts. That's no runs on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard. We head into the bottom of the 6th. It's the Settlers 1, the Scouts nothing. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the 6th, and Kyle Bruner is out for his 6th inning of work. Bruner has thrown out 3 consecutive zeros, allowing 1 run on 3 hits through 5 innings here. And here's the first pitch. And that one fell back into the screen. The batter is Jason Moore. Moore is 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to third and a fly out to center. Moore from Flagler College. Beautiful college in the state of Florida. Nothing in 1 the count. Bruner delivers. Comes on the inside, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Talk about Bruner being very patient with the high ankle sprain that he suffered in the first scrimmage, as the 1-1 is lifted into deep left field. Going back is Adrian Marquez, and he's going to not get there. Ball drops at the track and at the wall. Coming around first, heading to second, and pulling up there is Jason Moore, and he's standing with a double, a leadoff double for the Licking County Settlers. That is their 4th double of the day, their 3rd leadoff double to lead off an inning. And Kyle Bruner is once again going to be working with a runner in scoring position as he tries to preserve the narrow deficit here of 1-0 that his Scouts face. Just not much offense with the Scouts being shut out through 6 innings of play. Bruner against Hunter Nance now. Nance is 0 for 2 as well. Jason Moore is over at second. The right fielder Nance at the plate. He bats from the left side here against the right-handed Bruner. First pitch. And that one is hit in the air sky high. Foul territory. Don Ring chases it to the fence, but is going to watch it fly out of play. Count 0-1 here. The Scouts trying to really keep the ball rolling here, but the offense just not doing it. But you got to say that this team is very, very banged up. A great job by Bruner thus far. 1-1 is grounded over to second base. Kerry Holloway makes a scoop on a weird bounce, tosses over to first. Out number 1. The runner Moore advances from second to third on the 4-3 ground out. So it's 1 out and a runner at third. And now Robert Emery is going to come to the plate. Emery is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out to third. Emery was the last strikeout issued by Kyle Bruner. That was back in the 4th inning. But he'll face Emery again here, and Emery, a big-time threat offensively. 6 doubles, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. One who could probably easily put one out of here. First pitch, breaking ball, and that's going to hit Emery on the shoulder. So a hit by pitch puts Emery on, and it's runners at the corners with the guy who is really and truly been the most successful in the main offensive force thus far for these Licking County Settlers, and that's Kyle Hubbock. Hubbock, the first baseman from Northern Alabama. 2 at-bats thus far and 2 doubles to show for it. There's going to be a meeting at the mound, and it'll be interesting to see if Coach Cates is heading out there. Working the bullpen looks like probably Nick Cecil. Nick Cecil and Kyle Bruner kind of working on the package deal start today, where one would start and one would kind of clean it up for the other. A similar situation to what we saw last week against the Lake Erie Monarchs. But meeting at the mound with Bruner comes to an end here, and now Bruner to face off against Hubbock, but maybe not. Coach Cates coming out to the mound, and we will see if he makes the call of the bullpen. Cates usually does the 2-inning deal, but Kyle Bruner threw 5 1/3, allowing 1 earned run. And I would say that I wouldn't just yet think that this is the time to pull Bruner. And it looks like they're going to make the call to the bullpen. Nick Cecil is going to come in to replace Kyle Bruner with runners at the corners and 1 out. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here in the top of the 6th. You are listening to the Xenia, or the bottom of the 6th, I should say. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Nick Cecil in the pitch. First pitch, breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. A called strike. Cecil inherits runners at the corners here with one out. And a first pitch strike as he tries to get Kyle Hubbock, the man with 2 doubles and the only run scored today. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball again, missing on the outside, so evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Hubbock, doubles number 4 and 5 of the season. Coming today against the Scouts, the 1-1 pitch, and that one's lined up the middle. A base hit coming in to score is going to be Jason Moore, and that extends the lead for the Licking County Settlers to 2-0. So Kyle Hubbock has had himself a day. 2 doubles and an RBI single. And outside of pitching, Hubbock the man to credit for the advantage that these Settlers have right now, 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out. Now it's runners at first and second. The batter is Ryan Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's 1 for 2 on the day. Cecil looking for most likely a double play ball here, and that has been huge. We saw him get one against the Lake Erie Monarchs just a week ago, and such a really and truly a clutch moment for him. Cecil from Sinclair Community College. And first pitch gets away from him, goes past Evan McDonald, but the runner at third advanced too much and they got him caught in a pickle. Don Ring tags him, and the throw to third to get the runner advancing from second to third will be not in time. So a weird series of events there. Curveball gets behind Cecil, or Cecil puts the curveball behind the batter. Ryan Fitzgerald goes to the track. Runners advance from first and second to second and third, but the runner, Robert Emery, just took too much of a turn, and Evan McDonald taking advantage of it, throwing out over to third, and he was really toast in the rundowns. And now 2 down and a runner at third. The Scouts trailing 2-0 here against the Settlers. Nick Cecil kind of catching a break on a non-break. But Nick Cecil gets him caught up on the inside. Gets them to go halfway, so 2-1 the count here. With 2 down, here's the pitch. And that one is grounded up the middle, a weak grounder to short. Vallis picks it up, throws on to first in time. Out number 3. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 man left aboard. We have played 6 innings of baseball here, and the Scouts trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 2-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the top of the 7th. The Scouts trail by a score of 2-0. The final line on Kyle Bruner, that's going to be 5 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He walked. Nobody struck out 2. First pitch taken low and away on the outside. They'll count 1-0. The batter is Kerry Holloway. Holloway's 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to short and a strikeout for the Andrew College. Second baseman, and he takes a slider that finds the outside part of the strike zone, a called strike 1. So evens the count up, a ball and a strike here. The Scouts here in the top of the 7th, really looking for some offense. 1-1 pitch. And Holloway grounds that one right past the glove of the diving third baseman Phillips, a base hit. Holloway heads over to first, and he'll stop there, but the leadoff man aboard for the Scouts, and that's the 4th, or should I say the 3rd hit, the 4th base runner that these Scouts have gotten against the reliever Jason Hall from Xavier, who has just been striking out guys left and right through 2. He has struck out 5 Scouts through 2 innings pitched. But now Aaron Valance to the plate. Valance showing bunt, pulls back. Did he go? They say he did not. Takes high ball 1. It's Valance and then O'Hearn due up next for the top of the order. Pickoff attempt to try to get Holloway at first, won't be in time. Some action in the bullpen on the Licking County side. The 1-0 finds the zone, a called strike 1, so count evens up, a ball and a strike here. Valance 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his last time up, was stranded at third. Stole a couple of bases, actually, during that period of time. The 1-1 pitch finds the zone, so Valance, strike number 2. And looks like he will no longer try to bunt over Holloway, but we shall see. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss, strike number 3, the 6th strikeout of the game for Jason Hall, and now 1 down for the Scouts, back to the top of the order with Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn is 0 for 3 on the day. Couple flyouts and a strikeout for the man who is really and truly one of the best or most effective players for the Scouts, just in terms of getting on base. Bats at a .420 on base percentage. 3rd in the league in walks. Leads the team in runs scored. He takes on the outside, though. 1-0 the count. The Scouts trail 2-0 here with 1 down in the top of the 2nd and a runner on first. Trying to break the streak of eggshells that have been put up, but the runner Holloway goes, but looks like O'Hearn got a piece of that one, fouling that one straight back into the box. So the count's going to go a ball and 2 strikes, and Holloway's going to have to head back over to first base. The Scouts have managed 4 hits, but no runs to show for it. Licking County with 2 runs on 5 hits. Scouts have made 2 errors in the field as well. Here's the pitch. And check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. Evens up the count 2-2. Or 1-2, I should say. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pickoff attempt over to first to try to get Holloway's not going to get there in time. Sun is setting. A very majestic looking night here in Licking County, Ohio. Here's the pitch. And swung on and missed. Strike number 3, the 7th strikeout issued by Jason Hall, who is just having his way with the Scouts. And now it's the runner on first and 2 down, and Don Ring to the plate. Ring has taken an 0 for 3 thus far. Ground out to short and a couple of strikeouts. Here's the first pitch. Runner goes. Throw on over to second to try to get Holloway. That's going to be there in time. They got him. So Kerry Holloway is caught stealing for out number 3. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We are in the middle of the 7th inning. The Scouts trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 2-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Scouts trailing the Licking County Settlers by a score of 2-0, and Nick Cecil is out here to pitch the 7th. His first pitch is taken way on the outside, ball number 1. The batter is Luke Phillips. Phillips from Western Alabama, the third baseman tonight. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one taken on the outside, so Cecil falling behind 2-0 here. And that one gets past the catcher, McDonald. So the count 3-0 now. Cecil looking for the get me across here to pitch to Phillips, who's 0 for 1 on the ninth. The get me across is successful. Count goes 3-1. 3-1 pitches taken for ball 4, so a leadoff walk. And with Luke Phillips aboard, it's going to be the 8-hitter Tanner Burns to the plate. The Scouts still very much in this game. And truly, they're not, hitting any worse than the Settlers are this evening. It's just a matter of execution with runners in scoring position that has really plagued the Scouts. But in order to stay in this game, they're going to have to keep the deficit as minimal as possible as the first pitch to Burns is taken low and in. Some action in the Scout bullpen. Looks like possibly some Trenton Wood. But that pitch is hit high in the air to shallow right field. Kerry Holloway's chasing it. And he tracked a long way to make the grab sort of backhanded in the air. That's going to be out number 1. So the high effort play from Kerry Holloway for out number 1. And now that's going to bring up the 9-hitter Jimmy Standahurst from Mercyhurst. He's 0 for 2 on the day. A pair of flyouts have been the difference for him. And he goes bunt, throw to second for the force, and they're not going to get there in time. Cecil went to second to try to take the sacrifice bunt off, but I guess misjudgment there would be the proper term, and everybody's safe, and now it's runners at first and second. Probably just a fielder's choice. And it looks like Coach Cates is going to come out to the mound and have a word with Nick Cecil here. Cecil has put 2 on here with 1 out, and looks like Adrian Peraza is going in the bullpen. Peraza actually recently informed me he's leaving Bethesda University after the departure of his coach, kind of saying the coach was the main reason he was there, and that at that point, just nothing else. No other particular draw to the Southern California school. But the umpires are going to break it up, and it looks like Cecil's actually going to stay in the game. So Cecil will stay on to face the leadoff hitter, Evan Flax, with runners at first and second here and 1 out. Cecil, a very effective pitcher at getting out of jams. He will throw a lot of pitches and he'll walk guys, but he doesn't allow a lot of hits. And that's really his strong suit, a strong suit that has really showed throughout his short but effective tenure with the Scouts. First pitch to Evan Flax finds the zone, a called strike. Flax is 1 for 3 on the day. A double, a strikeout, and a ground out represent his couple trips here we're here in the bottom of the 7th. The Scouts trying to minimize damage. Count nothing in 1 time is called there. Evan Flax not happy with how long Nick Cecil was taking. The 0-1, and that one comes on the inside, almost getting a piece of Flax's elbow, but narrowly missing. Probably could have felt the wind of that pitch on the elbow hairs of Evan Flax, but just a ball. Evens up the count, 1-1 here with 1 down. Runners at first and second. The pitch and the runners go. And Evan McDonald is going to kind of allow the lead runner at second, Luke Phillips, to take third and hold the runner at first. The double play ball still on here, but they count 2-1. The pitch, and that one's fouled hard back towards the Scout dugout, hitting off the piece of fencing there. It's going to even the count up 2-2. A beautiful night in Middle America. Cecil looks to the catcher, Evan McDonald. He delivers the 2-2 breaking ball, and that one gets past McDonald. The runner's going to take second base, and unfortunately the ball missing on the inside. McDonald dropping it there. Allows Sandaher to take second, takes off the force, takes off the double play ball, and now the sacrifice fly that was always kind of a thing with the runner at third, but here's the 3-2 pitch, and breaking ball is fouled hard, staying alive. Here's the leadoff hitter, Evan Flax. Cecil attacking with a couple straight breaking balls there. And Cecil looking for a home next year. Perhaps Hillsdale College could be the place. Here's 3-2. A big breaking ball missing, up and away, and that's ball 4. The bases are loaded with 1 out here. And the Scouts in danger of allowing the Settlers to pull away in this one, but Bubba Cates has seen just about enough. He is going to pull the plug on Nick Cecil. Adrian Peraza coming into pitch here with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. The Scouts trail 2-0. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The bottom of the 7th inning, and Adrian Peraza's into pitch, trying to get the Scouts out of a jam here. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Peraza, the big lefty from Bethesda University. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball on the outside, taken. Up and away, ball 1. He is facing off against Jason Moore. Moore, a double. A 1-for-3 day. He came around to score. Big swing and a miss off the Peraza cut fastball is going to even up the count. A ball and a strike. The bases are loaded, so the double play ball is on. Of course, with a double in the gap, possibly could score 2, if not 3 runs here. The 1-1 pitch. Peraza just missing on the outside, moves the count 2-1. Decent-sized crowd here on a beautiful sunset evening here in Newark, Ohio. The 2-1. Upstairs, ball 3. So Peraza gonna have to give Jason Moore something to hit here. Moore, a 343 hitter on the year, just delivered his 9th double of the season an inning ago. Number 10 would be a killer. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that one is taken low and away, ball 4, and Adrian Peraza walks the runner home. So that brings Luke Phillips into score. And that extends the Licking County lead to 3-0. Call it an RBI base on balls for Jason Morin. Now the base is still loaded with 1 out, and that's going to be Hunter Nance to the plate. Nance is 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of groundouts to second his last 2 times up. The possibility of the double play ball, once again, I say would be very much huge. First pitch from Peraza comes on the inside. Ball number 1. Peraza struggling to find the strike zone here. 1-0. And he delivers. Cut fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike here. Here's the pitch. And that one's grounded a chopper towards Kerry Holloway at second. He goes to second for one. Gets the runner, but the runner sliding in and taking out Aaron Valance. Valance was down for a second. Seems to be okay. A run came in to score there, extending the lead to 4-0. They got the force at second, so now it's going to be runners at the corners. And one out. Coach Cates coming out to the mound, and I don't know whether that's to have a word with Valance because of the way Valance was taken out, or maybe not liking the way that the runner came in sliding into second. I am not close enough to the action physically to make any big declarations of cleats up, cleats down, anything like that. All I can say is Valance went down hard after the runner, Jason Moore, slid into him on the force play there, but AV is okay and good thing. It's runners at the corners and 2 outs. The score, 4-0 in favor of the Settlers. Peraza, the first pitch. Finds the zone, a called strike. The batter is Robert Emery. And that one is grounded a chopper over to short. Aaron Valance picks it up, throws on over to first in time. That will be out number 3. So 2 runs on no hits and a couple men left aboard. We have played 7 here in Newark, Ohio, and the Scouts trail the Licking County Settlers by a score of 4-0. Still plenty of baseball left to play, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into inning number 8 here in Newark, Ohio, Don Edwards Stadium. The Licking County Settlers lead your Xenia Scouts by a score of 4-0. Don Ring going to lead things off here for the Scouts against new pitcher Stephen Giardi. Giardi from Millersville University. First pitch, fastball taken low, ball number 1. Don on the day. 0 for 3. First pitch, or second pitch, and that one taken on the outside there yet again, so Don's ahead in the count 2-0. Don actually came to bat in the 7th, but another try here as he takes a strike on the outside part of the zone. Count moves 2-1, but when he was up last time, caught stealing. Ended the inning prematurely, so Don with another chance. He grounds that one to the second baseman. Throw on over to first in time. 1 away. So that's going to bring up Jeremy Barth. Jeremy, 1 for 3 on the day, a single back in the 6th. Part of what ended up being really and truly the most, prominent scoring threat the Scouts had, or one of the really two big prominent scoring threats with runners at the corners in the 6th. They also had runners at second and third in the 4th. Both were at the time opportunities to break or to get on the board when they were trailing 1-0, but Jeremy takes low and away, ball number 1. Here in game number 20. Almost halfway through the season. 1-0 pitch and big hack there, swing and a miss from Barth. Count evens up, a ball and a strike. Giardi, the righty, versus Jeremy Barth, who's hitting from the left side. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one way low and way in. Gets past the glove of the catcher, Rob Emery. Goes to the backstop. Count moves 2-1 here. With one down in the top of the 8th, the Scouts trail 4-0 against the Lincoln County Settlers. 2-1. Getting a piece of it there is Jeremy Barth. Evens up the count at 2-2. With one down here. The pitch, and swung on and missed, strike 3. Jeremy Barth goes down swinging for out number 2. And now with 2 down, it's going to be Evan McDonald to the plate. Evan, a couple of groundouts to shorten a walk on the day. Evan McDonald, of course, as always, with the traveling fan base, he attacks the first pitch, a slow-rolling foul ball down the first base side. 0-1's going to be the count. The count, no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here on what is Kendall Smith Day. Very, very real day. Here's the 0-1. Evan rips that one, but foul on the third base line, 0-2. So Evan really taking a good hack there. But once again, the foul ball, and behind 0-2 here. Here's the pitch, and that one taken low and away. The count moves 1-2. With 2 down in the top of the 8th. The pitch, and Evan takes that one in there for a called strike 3. So McDonald goes down looking to end the top of the 8th. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard in the top half for the Scouts. We head into the home half of the 8th. The Scouts trail by a score of 4-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the 8th inning, Andrew Alix, here at Don Edwards Stadium in Newark, Ohio. I keep wanting to say Athens, Ohio. But Adrian Peraza in to pitch another one, and Kyle Hubbock to the plate. Hubbock, the guy who has really and truly done most, I keep saying really and truly today, but really and truly, I keep saying really and truly because this guy really and truly has done most of the damage with 2 doubles, a run score, and an RBI single. The 0-1 pitch missing up and away. The count evens up, a ball and a strike. Hubbock, the guy from the University of Northern Alabama. Big first baseman who bats from the right side. Or should I say he bats from the left side. Against the left-handed throwing Adrian Peraza, who delivers a cut fastball in there for a called strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch. And that one is lifted into center field. Chasing is Ryan O'Hearn. Makes a catch on the run. Kind of off balance going forward. And that's out number 1. So a good track in the outfield there by the speedy center fielder O'Hearn for out number 1. And now Ryan Fitzgerald's going to come to the plate. Fitzgerald is 1 for 3 on the day. A couple of ground outs and then that I guess we'll call it an infield hit kind of thing where he just beat out the Don Ring throw from the hot corner. Fitzgerald from Oakland University in the state of Michigan. First pitch, cut fastball from Peraza is fouled hard. Back up over the bleachers behind home plate. Peraza ahead in the count, 0-1 here. Fitzgerald's the left fielder today in his Licking County Settler debut. 0-1. Peraza attacks the zone yet again. He's ahead in this count, 0-2 now. Peraza, a guy who a lot of strikeouts, but looks like we're taking a pause for a tennis ball that made its way onto the field of play, but looks like we can get back to the action now. No balls, 2 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Peraza, he delivers, and that one's going to be taken up and away. Peraza not giving him anything that obviously he could hit on 0-2 with a dangerous Division I bat at the plate. Here's the pitch. And that one just off the corner. We're going to even up 2-2 here. The big lefty. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. That one finds the zone. A called strike 3. Adrian Peraza got him looking. Cut fastball outside part of the plate. Out number 2. The first strikeout of the day issued by Peraza. And now it's 2 down, and Luke Phillips is going to come to the plate. Luke Phillips led the bottom of the 7th inning off with a walk, and he ended up coming around to score on an Adrian Peraza walk with the bases loaded, but takes the first pitch in the air to center field. And Ryan O'Hearn getting called off there by the right fielder Barth, who then proceeds to drop it. So heading over to second on the error for sure. Definitely an error there by, I don't know who the ruling on the error is going to be. I don't know whether it be O'Hearn or Jeremy Barth. But what seemed like a can of corn play just didn't get caught. A routine ball in the outfield. So now it's a man on second. And that one, first pitch attacked. Hard foul ball to the first base side, going to hit out of play. So Phillips is aboard with the error. Over at second, that's in scoring position. The count 0-1 to the batter, Tanner Burns. It was 0 for 2 on the day. 0-1 the count here. The pitch from Peraza finds the zone, a called strike 2. So Peraza ahead in the count here. The Scouts will be down to their final 3 outs in the top of the 9th. Once again, minimize damage mode here. 0-2 from Peraza, and that one is chopped in fair territory to the third. The throw from Don Ring will be a delayed call, looks like. Yeah, a very delayed call. Even after the Don Ring throw to first, saying that ball was foul, so we're just back to 0-2. Almost a good thing, because I don't think that throw, which kind of had to get scooped up in the dirt by Caleb Bloy, would have been in time to get the speedy Tanner Burns at first. So we're going to redo 0-2 here again with 2 down. It's a runner at second. In the bottom of the 8th, the score is 4-0 at Licking County Settlers. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Peraza, and that one is taken up and in. Count moves 1-2. Tanner Burns from Calhoun Community College. The 1-2 pitch, and that one just tipped there by Tanner Burns, so he stays alive at 1-2. I got to give a shout out real quick to my Icelandic national team. I am Icelandic, technically. They beat England. Not a great week for England. Felt obliged to say that, but regardless, the count 1-2 here with 2 down. Peraza looks back to the runner at second, looks back to the plate, and he calls time. Adrian taking no chances here. And for those of you wondering, it's Wolf Marquez Bloy due up in the top half for the Scouts. The 1-2 pitch, and that one is grounded right to the left of the glove of Caleb Bloy. And Jeremy Barth unable to make the play and right on the ground ball, so the run's going to come in to score. And just a single from Tanner Burns, and then an error in right field by Jeremy Barth allows another run to score that really was a base runner that was a can of corn fly ball that was allowed on an error. So Adrian Peraza just can't be pleased right now about what's going on for an inning that he has pitched, relatively, I don't want to say masterfully because that's like a super strong term, but, very well. Seemed like a routine 1-2-3 inning, but now the Scouts trail by a score of 5-0 here, and the odds become ever more slim. But first pitch is grounded to the shortstop Valance, who tries to backhand it but can't hold on. And are we going to give that a hit or an error there? I'm putting a lot of pressure here on the scorekeeper, which is, to be fair, kind of a very pressureful moment. It was a backhanded attempt. I wouldn't know what to call it. We're going to give it a hit. It's an infield hit. They're not going to burden Valance with the error there. It was just a tough play over at short. Not routine. But now back to the top of the order with runners at the corners, 5-0. First pitch is attacked into foul ground, coming under it. The third baseman, Donald Ring, makes the grab for out number 3, but 1 run on 1 hit, but really highlighted by the errors. We have played 8 innings, and the Scouts trail by a score of 5-0. The Scouts, with their last chance to try to even up this game in the top of the 9th. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Believe in something, folks. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Radio Network. All right, folks, time to believe in something. And, we've seen it before. We've seen a number of comebacks late in games. Of course, the Scouts were trailing by a score of 6-2 in like the 8th inning of 2 consecutive games a week ago in Southern Ohio that they came back to win in the 7th and 8th innings respectively. So when I say believe in something, I say believe in something. But Colt Wolfen to lead things off. First pitch to Colton. He is plunked in the shoulder. So in a roundabout way, the Scouts have the leadoff man aboard. Colt Wolf just taking some high heat to the shoulder. And now it's going to be Queso up. The Scouts trail 5-0 in the top of the 9th. It's Colt Wolf at first. Adrian Marquez at the plate. First pitch, fastball, a called strike on the outside part of the plate. The pitcher. And Adrian Marquez attacks that one. A high pop-up on the infield. The third baseman comes under it, makes the grab as he slips. Looks like he could have lost handles on that one, but the third baseman Phillips able to hold on, mark it down as a fly out to third in your books, and that's out number 1. So 1 on and 1 out. Caleb Bloy to the plate. Bloy is 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of strikeouts. The Scouts have been struck out 12 times tonight. First pitch comes on the inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. And Bloy rips that one, a base hit into left field. So advancing to second is Colt Wolfen. It's runners on first and second with 1 down, and Kerry Holloway to the plate. Holloway is 1 for 3 on the night. He singled his last time up. And Holloway is hit in a couple games in a row with the 3 for 3 night in the second game of the doubleheader. Followed with a 1 for 3 today. Just, continuing to take good at-bats. And now he bats with runners on first and second. The opportunity to keep the dream alive here for the Scouts. First pitch, big swing and a miss. It's some high cheese. Count goes 0-1. Carried 289 on the season. Oh, 1. He takes high there. Good eye, evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. It's Colt Wolf at second. Caleb Bloy at first. The pitch. And Holloway, big swing and a miss there. Follows behind in the count, 1-2. With 1 down here. It's going to be Valance on deck, assuming that we get to him. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one finds the outside part of the plate, a called strike 3. So Kerry Holloway goes down looking. And now the last hope of the Scouts here lies with Aaron Valance. Valance 1 for 3 on the day, a single, a fly out, and a strikeout. First pitch, swung on and missed, 0-1. 2 down here in the top of the 9th. The Scouts trail 5-0. The fans are on their feet here at Don Edwards Stadium. The 0-1. And AV fouls that one right back into the screen, so the count goes 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that one just missing on the outside part of the plate. The fans wanted it. They did not get it. The count moves 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Colt Wolf's at second. Caleb Loy's at first. The 1-2 pitch. And that one, breaking ball taken high, is going to even the count up 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Aaron Balance still fighting in this count here. And, if he can get aboard, still always an outside chance. Here's the 2-2. And that one is in there for a called strike 3, and that's going to be all she wrote here tonight, folks. The final score, the Licking County Settlers 5, your Xenia Scouts nothing. The Settlers with 5 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. The Scouts with no runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. The winning pitcher is going to be PJ Pysko. The losing pitcher is going to be Kyle Bruner. The Scouts now drop to 12-8 on the season. With the loss, the win moves the Settlers to 11-10. The Scouts will not be in action tomorrow after a day. They will get a day off, but on Wednesday, the Scouts will be back in action for a very important part of the stretch run that starts in the rolling hills of the state of Michigan. The Scouts travel to Adrian, Michigan to face off against the expansion team, the Irish Hills Leprechauns, in a doubleheader. That'll be a pair of 7-inning games. The first game starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The second game estimated to start around 8 o'clock, but you never know. Sometimes it'll get done earlier. So the Scouts drop this one. You can't win them all, but we hope to see you back here on Wednesday night as the Scouts continue the summer grind. I am Andrew Alix. For everyone here with the Xenia Scouts, we thank you for joining us tonight. Wish you a pleasant evening, and God bless.